So you've got to ask yourself, which one are you of those? The other thing is how high do you like to call up in the organization? A large capital sale may require that you go all the way to the CFO of the hospital. And if you're not comfortable with that, you need to stay in the consumable sales side or the service sales side where maybe you don't have to make that level of call. How often do you need a close? I mentioned the sterilization company. They may only get a close once every 6 months. If you need a close to feel good about yourself and to feel productive and feel as if you're being successful, then you don't want a high dollar close. The other thing that a high dollar close will usually represent is a lot more travel, because typically you can't make a number of high dollar closes in a very small territory. So the more you're okay with travel, the more likely you're going to be able to be aligned with a high dollar close. Less travel, smaller closes, more customers within a targeted geographic area. So you need to know that. Process. Do you want a simple process? Do you want a complicated process? Then you've got to look at the customer, or not the customer, but the client company, or in your case, the potential employer, and talk to yourself about how they manage their sales folks and how you feel about that. There are some incredible salespeople out there who just do not want to be micromanaged. And there's some amazing client companies or employers who have systems for doing very little management of the salesperson, all the way up to managing exactly where they are and actually having like a locator on them so that they can tell where the rep is during the entire day. If you're the person who doesn't want to be micromanaged, you might not want to work for the company that has the systems in place to track your every moment and who wants you to log and show in a computer system how many calls you've made, and they're going to be able to verify that based on your trips and all that other things. I'm telling you, the technology for tracking a sales rep is incredible, and you need to ask yourself, how do you want to be managed? Because it can make you miserable if you find yourself in the wrong kind of organization for your personality type. So the last thing I'd bring up is how many people are involved in the sales process and how do you feel about that? Some people like to be the key person in the sales process, the key leader in the sales process. Sometimes we'll tap into resources in the organization to complete the sale, but mostly wants to be the contact, the person who's doing all of the parts of the sale. Then there's other people who like to work in tandem in a team, where maybe there's a product specialist, a technical specialist. Perhaps you have to bring engineering in for site visits, see what it is you're looking at before you can actually do a quote on the product that you've got. It's that complicated. So you need to ask yourself that as well. How often do you want to be worked with? How many people do you want to have involved with you day to day as you go about selling? So these are the kinds of things to think about. Now, if you notice, I didn't bring up pharmaceutical sales in terms of considering that sales process. I have to be honest with you, I know that pharmaceutical sales people actually do sell product, but because they can't get the purchase order or actually ask for the business, they really have not demonstrated that they can sell something. Now, they can increase their numbers, and they can show that they're able to market and develop their accounts for greater penetration, but it's very difficult to prove actual sales experience from that pharmaceutical sales experience. So if you have someone who has pharmaceutical sales experience, you need to ask yourself, because you cannot expect that when you go from pharmaceutical sales into software sales that's going to be very similar at all. It's almost as if you're starting sales all over again. It's a brand new world. Without a doubt, there are some incredible sales reps out there that are in areas that maybe aren't as difficult now, but who could perform quite well in those other areas. And the organizations who can determine who those folks are that have other experiences but would thrive within their environment are the organizations that are going to really win in the talent war. So I hope this has been helpful. So we've reviewed medical sales, capital versus non-capital or consumable, tangible versus non-tangible, the sales hunter versus the gatherer, how many people are involved in the process, how many decision makers are involved in the process, how much travel that'll mean typically. So we've covered a lot here on this topic. I hope that it's very helpful to you. If you want me to answer any additional questions or develop a video on some other topic, please let me know. You can comment just down below here if you're on the YouTube channel. Again, my name is Peggy McKee, and I'm with PHC Consulting. I'm Senior Owner and Recruiter here at PHC Consulting, and we specialize in sales, sales management, technical support, and marketing talent for the medical and laboratory industry. Hope you have a great day.